What if I told you gas was $1.98? What would you say? Think about it. What would you say? So, I need not say any more. Gas is not $1.98. And what if I told you tears won't work? You're going to have to prove it to yourselves. And we're going to have to stop this ship from sinking and save each other, because we all in the same boat. Either we go down together or we save each other. I just recently went to the dollar store to find out that there's nothing in the store that's $1 anymore. A few weeks ago it was. So find out for yourself. For you women who go to the dollar store, you can verify that everything in the dollar store is like $1.79. So where I'm going here is that something just is not adding up again. The president's budget unveiled, and you could go to my last video, it listed all the things that were cut by Doge. And his proposal is $1 trillion increase to defense spending. And just think about this. Defense spending, the Defense Department has the biggest waste and abuse and fraud, and Doge didn't go after defense. Yet and still, and I want you to think about it, he wants to increase defense by $1 trillion and it has not been audited by Doge. Just think about it. Also, he wants to increase border security to $175 billion. And then just think about this. Everything that he does costs money. To apprehend all of these migrants, these agencies, the Border Patrol, they're working overtime. That's a cost. You don't see the cost. To house all of those prisoners in El Salvador, estimated $15 million. You need to subtract that from the savings, the $65 billion he saved at Doge. Just and keep in mind that one figure, $65 billion, that's all he saved after all of the cuts, after all of the pain, after all of the firings, after all of dismantling. So you got to think the only reason for Doge is to be a demolition crew to destroy the government. And that's just a fact. That's the only reason I can see for Doge, because $165 billion will not make a dent in a $36 trillion national debt. And keep in mind that number, $36 trillion. And I'm gonna give you another bombshell too. We always say China owes us we owe China $850 billion. They're not the biggest owner of U.S. Treasury bonds. You know who the biggest owner of U.S. Treasury bonds are? And I told you, AI will not lie to you. The biggest holder of U.S. Treasury bonds that hold our public debt is Japan. We owe Japan $1.1 trillion. And not only that, we owe the United Kingdom money. They're the third biggest holder of our debt. And it's another small country called Luxembourg in East Western Germany. It's a small landlocked country. They're the fourth entity that we owe money. So no matter what he says, and no matter what you think Doge is going to do, it's not going to solve the problem. Like I said, it's like saving $1 and spending $10. We're never gonna. It's all a fraud. It's all a fraud. And in your own mind, if Doge only saved 165 billion, how much will it take to make the national debt goes down? You would need at least $2 trillion or $3 trillion a year to make a dent in the national debt of 36 trillion. So we don't have to point fingers, but we need to learn how to save each other. The truth is the truth. It doesn't got nothing to do with the color of my skin or the color of your skin. It doesn't got nothing to do with you being a Republican or a Democrat or an independent, or again, the 90 million American voters that didn't even try to make a difference. But we as a collective can make a difference. It's all a fraud. The billionaires need to be taxed. That's a fact. Tariffs are going to affect you in your pocket. That's going to be a fact. Tariffs is not the way. You're not going to come up with $3 trillion to go to the national debt. And he says you're going to get a tax cut. You're never gonna see it. That's all I gotta say. Really gotta say. Just start thinking about it. Let's stop pointing fingers. This ship is sinking. It's gonna sink fast. And either we save each other or we all gonna drown together. That's all I gotta say in a moment.